for the TKT and another video for teaching tips. Okay, for well, basically, when we have we were talking about TOEFL structure, yes. So there are two parts of this section, in which you have to complete sentences. Yeah, 1 to 15, you have to complete sentences, and 16 to 40, yes, you have to identify the mistakes. Yes, okay. So, hello. Yes, yes, hello. Okay. Can you see these exercises?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Very. Yes.
Yes.
So basically, the thing here is there are words. There are many words here in these exercises that confuse the student. Yes. So whenever you have to teach TOEFL, yes, right, and you are in this section, let your students know that the intention here first of the exercises 1 to 15 is to have complete sentences. Yes, to have complete sentences. Yes, to form complete sentences. For that reason, the first tip, and that I gave the last class, but let me repeat it, yes, is to make sure that you have subject verb complement. Yes. So there are several structures that we have. Let me look for them here so that I don't. Here. Okay. And the second part. Okay, let me explain this thing. Yes. So how to answer part one of the grammar section in TOEFL? Yes, identify the number of conjugated verbs. So there are 5 conjugations in English: present simple, work, play, study, run, eat, sleep. Yes. You can see my WhatsApp, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So the person works, plays, studies, runs, eats, and sleeps. And the past simple: worked, played, studied, ate, and ran. So these are the 3 conjugations. So you can say they are conjugations on their own. Yeah. So just so. There are other 2 conjugations that need auxiliaries. For example, the present participle. Yes, ing. Yes. Okay. Some people call it gerund. Well, the gerund is gerund when it's not a verb, when it's an adjective or when it's a noun. But in general, we call it present participle. Ing is present participle. So present participle ing is a verb if it is preceded by an auxiliary verb. So for example, I'm working, will be playing, we're studying, have been eating, would have been running. So when you teach classes in general and you tell your students, what is the verb? And they say play, and that is the action. So the verb is will play. No? So what is the verb? Working. So that is the action. Yes. So what is the verb? The verb phrase. Verb phrase is the auxiliaries and the actions. Yes, auxiliaries and the action. So when you are teaching TOEFL, let your students know that whenever you mention the word verb, you are referring to the verb phrase and not just the action. Yes. So I'm working, will be playing, we're studying, have been eating, we have been running. Yeah, this is the when ing is a verb. It's ing is a verb when it comes accompanied by auxiliaries. And the past participle verbs. Past participle verbs which finish in ed or they are irregular, but when we translate them, they are hado, ido, tos, ocho. Yes. Corrido, bebido, nadado, jugado, escrito. For example, when you say dichoso, yes. Tos, ocho, yes. Dicho, yes. Okay. So then these are irregular verbs. So when you say I worked, if you translate it, it's yo jugué, it's not hado, ido, tos, ocho, so that is a verb. It's past simple. When you say when you say when you say we're finished, the report was illegible, no? When finished, so cuando fue terminado. So then finished is not a verb. It's because it's hado, ido, but it does not come with with an auxiliary verb. Yes. So it's not a verb, so we will not consider it as a verb for yes, we will not consider it as a verb because we don't have an auxiliary. In fact, this is a reduction. When they say when finished, when it was finished. No? Okay, so then infinitives are not verbs: to work, to play, to study, to eat, to run. Present participles without auxiliaries are not verbs: working, playing, studying, eating, running. Past participles without auxiliaries are not verbs: worked, studied, played, eaten, run. Yes? Okay. And then this is the first thing. Identify the verbs. And then for what kind of structures can we have in TOEFL? Subject, verb, complement is a complete sentence, yeah, to identify the structure of a sentence. But the first thing we have to know is that the number of verbs is the number of sentences. For example, if I say I study English at UNAM, study is one verb. So we don't have more verbs, so I have subject, verb, complement, subject, verb, complement, right? The number of sentences is the number of subjects, verbs, and probably complements. The complement is not obligatory. So, but if you have one verb, you have one subject, one verb, one complement. Okay. So the number of verbs minus one equals to the number of markers. You can call it marker, linker, conjunction, connector of sentences. Yes, in general, yes, I call it marker, but you might call it linker. You might call it conjunction. You might call it connector of sentences. Yes. I call it marker because in the grammar books, preparation courses for TOEFL, they call it like that. So they call it marker. So I say marker. Okay. So then a sentence would be subject, verb, complement. But you in Spanish, we have especially the tendency to begin with complement, ¿no? En el parque, ayer en la oficina, ¿no? So then we begin sentences with complements. In English, we can do that, but we have to indicate with a comma that an inversion has been made. Yes? So at UNAM, comma, I study English. We have complement. We have subject or complement, right? We can have two sentences, but we will know that because we have two verbs. Yes, and then if we have two verbs, two conjugated verbs, we have two subjects, two verbs, two complements, and one marker. Why one marker? Because the number of verbs minus one is the number of markers. So we have two verbs, minus one, one. So we need a marker. I study English because I want to find a good job. But we can invert, especially one of the things that some of my students tell me is that, teacher, conditionals, do all conditionals begin with if? No. It's because the teacher told me that all conditionals begin with if. For emphasis, yes. So, for example, I will help you if you give me money. Yes, there's no emphasis. I will help you if you give me money. If you give me money, I will help you. Yeah, so that's more fast. Okay, so then we have to understand that. So we can do that inversion, but we have to use a comma. Okay, so marker, subject, verb, complement, comma, subject, verb, complement, because I want to find out. So I want. The W is missing because I want to find a job, comma, I am studying. Okay, so this is what I said last class. So then many people think, yes, for example, in these exercises where you have to find the mistakes, students always look for the word that they don't know. If they don't know it, but TOEFL uses in TOEFL, they use complex words only for confusing people. Yes. Okay. So let me tell you how one a TOEFL exercise should be answered. Yes. Even without reading, you can answer it even without reading. So, for example, here, how many verbs do we have? We have was, composed. We have came, and here we have was, were. So in total we have 3 verbs. Yes, 3 verbs minus 1. Minus 1, we need 2 markers. Yes, 3 verbs minus 1. So, yes, okay, minus 1, 2 markers. So I have a marker here. So that's I only have 1 marker. Yes. So I need an answer that includes a marker because I need 2. We have 2. Okay, but what is the order of a sentence? Is marker, subject, verb. So the answer is it. Because it includes marker, subject, verb. Yes. What does the sentence say? What does it mean? I don't know. And I don't want to know because they only tell me to identify the structure. Yes. Okay. So that is intake. For example, here, this comma tells me that an inversion has been made. So this is the subject. This is the verb. This is the complement. I have only 1 verb. Here, I have only 1 verb. This is not a verb. This is not a verb. This is not a verb. Yes. Okay. Infinitives are not verbs. After an article, we cannot use a verb. Well, if you use a verb, it will be an adjective. So then I discard this one. This is not my answer. So you can start reading from here to understand the idea because this will be just complement. We have the structure complement, subject, verb, complement. Okay, this is the structure that we have. So the comma tells me that there is an inversion. So we have the prime minister must be appointed on the basis of the distribution of power in the parliament. So my question is why? To be considered a parliamentary. Yes, to be considered a parliamentary system. One of the functions of infinitives is to answer the question why. So infinitives are used to express purpose. Yes, I'm going to tell you that more in detail when we study when I tell you how to teach skills. Yes, how to teach skills for grammar and for talk. Okay, so here, how many verbs do we have? So here we have introduces. Becomes is not a verb because it comes in italics. So this means that this is the name of the play they are talking about. Play is not a verb because after article, we have nouns. So this is a play and this is the name. So this is the subject. So we have the structure subject, verb, complement. Yes. Okay. Then something that I was saying in the last class is we have to use parallelism in some exercises. What is parallelism? Similar things, no? Okay. In other words, it's you can use compare parallel structures, or parallelism might imply also bringing real life into the exam. And you say, of the play morning becomes selection produces the cast of character. We're talking about the theater play. Okay, the act. Okay, books are divided in chapters. So theater plays are divided in acts. Yes, so chapter 1, chapter 2, parallel structure, act 1. Okay, so this is the act 1. Okay, act 1 of the play. Where movies are divided in scenes. Scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. Yes. Okay. When we say Star Wars, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. Okay. For example, here, this is a marker. Yes. After markers, what do we need? We need subject, verb, and complement. But this, here we have one verb, verb, verb. Yes. So this means that I have two verbs and here we have one marker. This is the marker. So I will need a comma to indicate, yes, to indicate where I will need a comma to indicate the inversion. So then we have marker, subject, verb. I need an option that is marker, subject, verb. Here we have a subject, we have a verb, we have a subject, we have a verb, we have a subject, we have a verb. This is not so. This is not the answer. But then this talks about science. Yes. So this is how what happens if we a base reacts with an acid. Yes. So as soon as a base will react, okay, as a base reacts, okay, we're talking about science. Anytime that something is true, so we use present simple. Present simple indicates that something is always true. So in other words, when we talk about science, we will always use present simple. As soon as a base reacts with an acid, salt, and sometimes water is formed. Okay. Well, in fact, the first sentence is marker subject verb complement. As soon as a base reacts with an acid, the comma, this is the comma that indicates inversion. The second sentence is salt and sometimes water. This is a phrase since this is an appositive and salt is formed. A positive is an extra expression and sometimes water. Okay, well, but I will explain appositives later. Okay. So we have the Internal Revenue Service. This is the subject. Forms is a noun, so it's not a verb. So we have one verb, one verb, one verb, one verb. But we have another verb here. What happens when two verbs come together? We use two, but we can use gerunds. Yes, or we can use verbs in simple form. When we say let me go, or I have to go, infinitive, or she denied going. Yes. So these are the verb patterns. Verb patterns is that when you connect two verbs, you can use the second verb can have an infinitive form, the second verb can have a simple form, or the second verb can be as a gerund, can be used as a gerund. So then you say, the Internal Revenue Service makes you make me cry, make cry. So what is when you use the verb make? Yes, the structure can be one person makes another person do something. So the answer is this, no? To make me cry. Okay, here, although is a marker. After a marker, what do we have? Subject, verb, complement. Yes, but then we have the comma to indicate the person. So this is another subject. This is the verb. This is a complement. But what if this is a marker? Because and can be a marker. If it is a marker, we need subject and verb. But we have negatives. If we have negatives at the beginning of a sentence, if this is a marker, yes, then we need an inversion, the structure of a question. So although one of the ships succeeded in sailing all the way back to Spain past the Cape of Good Hope, Magellan never completed the first circumnavigation of the world And neither did most of his crew. Neither did most of his crew completed it. Yes, completed, sorry, because we just did completed. So abbreviation, eliminating repeated verbs, completed, completed. So I never did most of his crew. Okay, I'm telling you this, so you see how I answer a TOEFL exam. Yes, so this is the part before I start teaching skills. Yes. Okay, but in a class, this is the process that I follow when I explain the student if a sentence was correct. Yes. So first I let the student answer a practice test, and then when we correct, I say, this is wrong. Why? Because this happens. Yes. Okay, or the student says, well, teacher, what happened here? I didn't understand how to answer. Do you remember when we are comparing more important than, this is a comparison. So you compare apples with apples, bananas with bananas, infinities with infinities. So this is the answer. Teacher, but you didn't tell me the meaning of the sentence. Not important. You didn't read it. Not important. I understand that keywords more important than we have a comparative. And when we compare apples with apples and bananas with bananas and infinities with infinities. Yes. Okay. So here, weathering, it's not a verb. Yes. Whereby it's a marker. So in which, it's like in which, no? Okay. So, or where. So then we have subject, we have verb, we have complement. We have marker, we have subject, we have verb. Yes, and we have a complement. Yes, we don't have a complement here, but it's optional. So what do I need to complete the verb? So this is science. So whether it is, that's it. So weathering is the action whereby surface rock is disintegrated or decomposed. Teacher, and can you translate this? I don't understand. Sorry. But how do you answer this? Because I understand the structure. That's all. Yes. And how can I translate it? Well, let's translate it with a translator, and that's it. Well, I know how to translate it, no? Like weathering. Weathering in this case is all la acción del clima, ¿no? La acción, el clima, la acción del clima, el efecto del clima en general. El efecto del clima es la acción por medio de la cual, dice la roca de la superficie, la roca superficial se desintegra, descompone. So, for example, here, tells is a verb. What time is a linker. Remember that there are linkers with that have more than one word. Yes. So I don't remember how long ago. Yes, since the last time we met. Yeah, I don't remember how long ago we met. So how long ago is a linker. Yes. So remember subject. I verb, don't remember. Linker, how long ago? Yes. And then subject, we, and verb, met. Yes, subject. Okay. So then here, remember that question words, when they are linkers, yes, when they are linkers, yes, we don't have to use the structure of a question. It's just a marker. What happens after a marker? We use subject and we use verb. Yes, a telephone recording tells callers what time the movie starts. We have two verbs. We have a linker, subject verb complement, linker, subject verb. This is the answer. Okay. The people of Western Canada have been considering here. In order to know the verb pattern, I recommend to use the Cambridge Dictionary. Cambridge Dictionary. If you use the Cambridge Dictionary online, yes, and you use the verb consider, but to know the pattern of the verb, go to the here they explain the patterns, yes, okay. So here, for example, we have plus question word, consider, question word, plus ing verb. We're considering selling the house. If you translate it, you have to say, estamos considerando vender la casa. Why? Because this is a gerund. This is not a verb. Why not a verb? Because it's working as a noun. Yes? So a present participle, ing verb, when it is not a verb, it's considered a gerund. Yes? It might be a noun or an adjective In this case, pay attention. Okay. Whenever you teach verb patterns, if you want to check what kind of verb is used after another, you can use this dictionary just by looking at this and then the patterns we use, the structures we use to use that special verb, right? And they tell you here, verb, consider, pronunciation.
Consider.
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 Consider. Yes, consider. Yes. Okay, so here we have the pronunciation. So if you are correcting a student and the student says, for example, yes, machine. Yes, machine, teacher. Yes, I'm the machine. Yes. Yeah, and you say, oh, sorry, the pronunciation is machine. Ah, yes, machine, teacher. Okay, so if the student didn't understand, the correction was machine. That's what I said, teacher, machines. So if you don't understand with one sense, you have to use another. Instead of saying machine, I told you machine, yes? So machine, teacher. Okay, let me show you. Yes, machine, yes, or you can tell this, but you can write in WhatsApp, you can write something like this. The pronunciation is which, yes. If you want to make it like, but if the student knows a little bit about symbols, sometimes I teach symbols, like this is the schwa, this is, yes, but in the process here, okay, this is sh, no?
Machine. Machine.
This symbol is sh, okay?
Machine.
Machine.
Machine, okay? For example, this one, yeah? Here, this word, yes? Okay.
Chief. Chief.
Chief, no? The T and the sh, yes, is ch, yes, okay. And this one, yeah, for example, this
Chef. Chef.
chef, yeah, with sh, no, with T before, yes, that makes the ch sound, right? Okay. Well, anyway, so you can use then the exam, the top dictionary to check. So considering, after considering, so we are considering, so the people of Western Canada have been considering one verb. So we have one subject, one verb, one complement. Yes, okay, so, but what is the verb pattern for consider, after consider? There is something that I do, yes. I say, what kind of verb is consider? Synonyms of consider, analyze, and evaluate, ponder, no? Okay, yes, ponder, synonyms of consider, no? Okay. Consider, contemplate, ponder, study, examine. So I say, okay, analyze. Let me check here. Analyze. So I say, analyze. So verb pattern. And then I say, analyze. Example of analyze, experts, verb, okay, example. Experts who analyze customer information. No, I don't have an example. Well, but I try to find examples with other verbs. And then I say, if I can come to the conclusion that after verbs that are synonyms of consider, ponder, analyze, examining, yes, etc., the second verb is always ing. No, and it is after recommend. Yes, the second verb we recommend to going, so it's ing. Yes, we recommend, we suggest, etc. Verbs. So there are some verbs go in groups, no? Synonyms of recommend, the second verb goes in ing. Synonyms of suggest, the second verb is, sorry, synonyms of consider, the second verb is ing. Okay. Okay, it costs about $90 to have a tooth. Now, like my father used to say, yeah, that's why I became a teacher. My father always corrected. So I said, ay, mira, papá, me fui a cortar el cabello. ¿Te lo cortaste? Te lo cortaron. Ay, me pinté las uñas, decía mamá. Pero tú las pintaste, te las pintaron. Yes. So why? Because one thing is active and the other is passive. You do the action or you receive the action. When you go to the dentist, yes. So do you feel your tooth or somebody does it? Yes. Okay. So somebody does it. So to have a tooth, feel. Yes. So the answer is see. This structure to have something done, or to have also get something done, have something done or get something done is called the process. When we begin a sentence, I'm going to go faster, yes, just to. When we begin a sentence with a negative, we have to use the structure of a question, auxiliary subject verb. This is the answer. I didn't read it, I just understand the structure. Yes, although this is a marker, this is subject, this is verb. So then with a comma, I indicate the subject verb complement of the other. I read it, I say, I don't find a mistake. But they are telling me that Margaret did it alone. So herself. By herself, yes. So here we have comma, subject verb complement, yes. So then this is our subject, marker, subject verb complement. Marker, subject verb complement. Or this is just a complement, like a phrase, incomplete sentence. So I say Hemingway uses experience for some of his most powerful novels, but a word correspondent, it is here, we have a verb, but we don't have a marker, this is the option. A word correspondent, I would say as a word correspondent, maybe have a reduction. What is a reduction? Yes, using and eliminating parts of a complete sentence, while he was, yes, word correspondent. So, but while he was a word correspondent. So eliminating with things that are, no, we normally eliminate first the auxiliary or auxiliary and verb. Yes, when we have, and we eliminate, what is the repetition? He, Hemingway, and he. So then, while word correspondent, so this is what he wants. Okay, parallel structure. Yes, parallel structure is, okay, parallel structure is this 38 national sites are known as, okay, we have quantity, 38. We have national sites, we have the place, and we have are known as, yes, okay, so place, so quantity, place are known as, yes, and then place. This is the parallel structure. 38 national sites are known as parks, yes? Another 82 quantity. And so we are using a reduction, eliminating repetition, are also known as monuments. So then we have the reduction is quantity as place. So they are reducing. Yes, place are also known. So I have to look for another quantity that expresses quantity as place. The another, what we cannot say the another article with article, no. This is not. 78 plus 100 is quantity plus quantity. We don't have quantity plus quantity. This is not. As historical, now we have to begin with a quantity. So the answer is quantity as place. Because if we put this in a parallel structure, yes, in columns, we have quantity, place are known as place. Yes. Okay. Okay. To answer this, it is important that we know the parts of the speech. Yes, parts of the speech is parts of the speech. Okay, how to answer? How to answer part 2 of the grammar section. Questions. Questions 16 to 40. Yes. Okay, here. How to answer part 2 of the grammar section, question 16 to 40. We have to know parts of the speech. Yes. So basically, we have to know parts of the speech. Yes. Parts of the speech. What is parts of the speech? If we separate a sentence, yes, take this class now as for you to know a little bit more of that. Yeah, take it like that. We haven't started how teaching TOEFL. This is the basic knowledge we need to have to teach TOEFL, the grammar section. Yes, okay. Okay, if we separate a sentence in words, what is the function? What is the function of each word? Okay, but we can analyze words in two forms. Yes. Okay. 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 We can analyze. We can analyze words in two forms. In two forms. Okay. Number one. Or A. According to. Oh, should I erase it? Okay. So again. Now we can analyze grammar. Words in two forms. Yes. In two forms. Letter A, according to nomenclature or nomenclature. Some people say nomenclature or say nomenclature. Yes. And according to function. To function. Yes. Okay. What is according to nomenclature or nomenclature? Yes. What the word? Considering the word alone. Yes. Okay, as in a dictionary. Play. What is play? There. So what is the general use? What is the general use of play? It's a verb. As in a dictionary, what is the first definition of play? Verb. Yeah, the others are other uses. Okay, but normally we go to the general use. Yes. According to function. Considering what the word is doing or is doing in a sentence. Yes? So in context in a sentence. Yes. Okay. So for example, if I say she played the violin. She played the violin in a play. Yes. So how many words do we have here? Play. Only one. Yes. But which teacher we have the other word play? Yes. One mistake that teachers, I'm going to give you this teaching tip. When a student tells you, teacher, what is the meaning of play? Okay. Wow. Yes, or you say, play is the action in which we practice sport. You don't want to speak Spanish. We practice sport, so play. And in Spanish, teacher, jugar. And then when the student goes to his house and sees the phrase or the sentence that was causing him trouble, I went to the theater and enjoyed a beautiful play. The student says, yo fui al teatro y disfruté de un jugar. My teacher is stupid. Yes? So what do you have to do when a student tells you, teacher, what does the word play mean? You have to tell him. Okay, you have to tell the student, show me the sentence in which you found that word. This, I went to the theater and enjoyed beautiful play. Aquí play is una obra de teatro. Play, if you want to speak in English, play is here when you go to the theater and the performance is like when you go to the cinema, you watch a movie. So you go to the cinema to watch movies, you go to the theater to watch plays. La obra de teatro, teacher, yes, that's it. That's what it is. Okay. Thank you. Yes. And that way say the student says, oh, my teacher knows a lot. Yes. Okay. So she played the so that according that play according to nomenclature in general dictionary, it's a verb. But play in this sentence, yes, according to function it's a verb, and this play is a noun. Yes. Okay. Okay, then for parts of speech. Parts of speech, how many functions do we have? Parts of speech, number one is articles. How many articles we have in English? Only three, the, and, yes. Another recommendation, yes. When you teach that is used before consonants and an is used before vowels, tell them that is a phonetic rule. Yes, so is used before vowels, consonant sound. Words that begin with a consonant sound. And is used before words that begin with a consonant, with a vowel sound. Yes, because for example, if you say this is an umbrella. This is a university. The letter U is a vowel. Yes, but in the first one, when the letter U is pronounced like so it is considered a vowel sound. When the letter U is pronounced as U, yes, it's considered a consonant sound. Yes, that's what teach that. The word the has two pronunciations, the or the before a consonant sound, the car, the before a vowel sound, the apple. No? Okay, or you can also say, but teacher, what happens when we have insects? The insect, well, to avoid cacophony, but sounds like Juan e Irma, no Irma. So we use that pronunciation, the eagle, the insect. Okay, well, anyway, yes. Okay, so we have noun. What is a noun? It's a name. Names of persons, animals, or things. What is then pronouns? So there was only a teaching tip for you to teach how to pronounce this. Noun substitutes. Noun substitutes. Yes. Okay, yes, we have adjectives or adjectives. Okay, what is an adjective? It's a noun description. Yes. Number 5, we have verbs. What is a verb? Verb is auxiliaries plus actions, yes? Okay, auxiliary plus action. Number 6, we have adverbs. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word, it's a verb, adjective, or adverb description. It's a word that describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. And it answers the questions how, where, and when, and why. Yes? Okay, for example, she runs how? She went fast. How fast? Very fast. He is intelligent. How intelligent? Very intelligent. Yes. Okay. Okay. Or not quite intelligent. Not adverb describing another adverb. Quite. That is describing an adjective intelligent or not quite intelligently. Other describing another that describes another other that describes other. No. Okay. So well, prepositions. Yes. Preposition. What is a preposition? It's a noun or pronoun connector. Yes. Okay. We have conjunctions. What are conjunctions? Conjunctions are parallel structure connectors. Yes. Parallel structure connectors. Okay. Teacher, but if both are connectors, what is the difference? Preposition is like medio metro, and a conjunction is like a fully grown person. Yeah, but preposition is like in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Yes, because they only connect for me. Yes, with you at that place, and conjunctions connect complete sentences. For example, because I like it, and although she didn't know it. Yes, etc. And we have interjections. Yes, interjections are exclamations or yes, expressions of emotion. Yes, interjection is an injection of emotion. Yes, exclamations. Okay. Examples of articles, examples of names. For example, Blackie, proper name of a dog. Yes, and dog is a group name. Yes, or common noun. Yes, pronouns. If I want to substitute for example, teacher, I can say he, she, it, himself, yes, her, who, pronoun one, this, that, yes, okay. For example, I want to substitute the word Felipe. So how can I substitute Felipe is, for example, if I say, who is it? It substitutes Felipe, yes. If I say, I'm speaking to myself, yes, okay, myself substitutes Felipe, yes. So if I say, I don't know him, yes, I don't know Felipe, yes. Or if I say, there are two persons, yes. One is Juan and the other is Felipe. So the other, yes, it's a pronoun, yes. Okay. One is Felipe. Okay, one is it's a pronoun, yes. Okay, adjectives are noun descriptions, but we will find words that are repeated. This, one, tall, yes, what, yes. For example, what is a pronoun? Yes. For example, when you say, what did you say? What is a interrogative pronoun. But if I say, what information did she give you? Okay, what is an adjective describing information? Yes, this is a pronoun when we say, this is John, this alone. So this man is John, adjective. So I always tell the students that pronouns are divorced and adjectives are married. Yes, pronouns are divorced because they always come alone. This is Juan. This is alone. Yes. And this man is Juan. It's married, so it's an adjective. Yes, it's married to the noun. Yes. Okay. Now, verbs, actions plus auxiliaries plus actions. For example, when we say would have been running. Would have been running. This is, what is the verb? The verb is would have been running. But what is would, teacher? Is the main auxiliary. What is have? The secondary auxiliary. What is been after a third auxiliary? And what is running? The action. Yes. So this is together is called the verb phrase. Yes. Others. Yes, it answer the questions. They normally finish in ly, but not all the words are finished in ly at others, and not all the others finish in ly. But for example, when you say not so quite fast. She ran. How did she run? Fast. How fast? Quite fast. Really quite fast? Well, not so quite fast. Yes. Are you sure? Well, not so quite fast. So what is not adverb? Yes. What is so? No, adverb. What is quite? Adverb. What is fast? Adverb. Yes. All of them. Yes. We have fast is the adverb describing the verb how she ran. Quite is an adverb describing the adverb fast that says how fast she ran. Yes, etc. etc. Yes. Okay, so here we have four adverbs. Yes. Okay, I always tell the students when you analyze a sentence and you don't know what function a word has, normally that word is an adverb. Yes. Adverbs can go at the beginning of the sentence. This is the point with adverbs. They can go at the beginning of the sentence. They can go after the subject. They can go in the middle of the verb. Yes, they can go after the verb, or they can go at the end of the sentence. Or they can even connect sentences when they are adverbials. I had an accident. Luckily, nothing happened. So sometimes they work as markers. Yes. So when you say, fortunately, I was okay after the accident. So fortunately is an adverb. Yes. So use at the beginning of a sentence. Fortunately, yes. Okay. Well, with a comma after fortunately to indicate the inversion. No. Okay. So I fortunately passed my test. Fortunately before the verb. For example, I will always love you. Always is an adverb after an auxiliary. Yes. Okay. Or for example, when you say, she ate the pizza completely. Completely is an adverb, right? Okay. Prepositions in, on, at. Prepositions of one word. Next to, close to, according to, yes, prepositions of two words, or in front of, preposition of three words. Conjunctions are connectors of parallel structure, but they can connect nouns with nouns. Yes, when you say Juan and Sofia, yes, or when you say verbs with verbs, rock and roll. Many students, I guess students, do you know that rock and roll are two verbs? Rock and roll, yeah. Okay, so that's what we have, a rocking chair, no? The rocking chair. So hip hop, not your hip hops. Yes, like that. Okay. So conjunction, parallel structure, connector. So what is happening? After is also a preposition, before is also a preposition, before. So all the WH words. And the general connectors that we have because, if, as if, etc. etc. So when do you know that a word is a preposition or a conjunction? She went home after class. After is connecting only a noun, so after is a preposition. She went home after the class was over. After is a conjunction. Yes, it's connecting a sentence. It's working like a mark. Yes. Okay, exclamations, for example. Wow. Yes. What the fun. Hooray. Bravo, etc. etc. Yes. Okay. Oh no. Yes. But we can also the fillers like well, yes, are considered also interchange. Yes. For example, when I tell the students, well, she went to the well to get well water. Well, okay, and I tell the student, what is the function of these words? What are the functions of these words? Yes, well, it doesn't have any meaning. It's just sound. So it's an interjection. Yes, she went to the well. After articles, we have now. So she went to the well. Yes, what is a well? A hole through which we get water. Ella fue al pozo. To get well water, well is describing the water, so it's an adjective. Yes, the kind of water from the well. Yes, well, how she did it. Yes, yes, to get water well. So then well is enough. Okay, so the same word can have different functions in the same sentence depending on what it is found. Yes, and the action it is doing. Okay, well, after we know that, this is the basic knowledge you need to have. Parts of the speech. Yes, okay. One of the things that I always do when I when I teach this kind of exercises, yeah, is I tell students to read the sentence aloud. Why? Because you don't know it, but psychologically speaking, I always tell them, guys, did you know that you know more than you suspect? And they say, yes, teacher, no, teacher, I don't know much. There are two kinds. Well, there are two kinds. There should be three kinds of students according to how they feel their attitude about the progress. Yes, those students that are always whipping themselves like, I don't know, I'm an idiot. I never advanced. Yes, but they know more than they suspect. And there are others that they know little, but they think they know a lot. Yes. So, oh no, teacher, me understand all the English that you teach. That you teach me. Yeah, I understand well. Yes. Okay. No, they have positive attitude. Yes. So, but there are the ideal thing would be the objective ones, no, the ones that can do a real balance of their knowledge. But they are they are scarce. Okay, so I tell students, you know more than what you suspect. Yes. Okay, so and then I tell them, read this sentence. Juanito, read this sentence aloud. Okay, what happens? Do it with your students as a psychological test. Don't tell them that you are going to do this, but just tell them, read this sentence aloud. And then they say, interest in automatic data processing has grown rapid, and they stop. No, they say rapid since the first large calculators were introduced in 1950. So why do they stop like that? Because they don't notice it, but the mind is telling them, stop. I don't want to read that word because it's wrong. Do that exercise with your students, yes? With students in intermediate advanced level, have them read, or students who are studying TOEFL, yes, tell them, read this sentence. Badlani Diski achieved world recognition as both a dancer as well as a choreographer. Yes, and then why they stop there? Because the mind is telling them, stop, there's a mistake there. Yes, okay. So quickly, here, the mistake is rapid. Why? Because after a verb, we use another. So we have to say rapid. Pay attention that we speak Spanish incorrectly. Yes, I always say the same. Sometimes you have to like tell the students these kind of things, like in order to make them conscious that you know, no? Like you are selling your own image as a notable teacher. And I tell, yes, do you know that we speak Spanish incorrectly? I gave you an example before when I told you, yes. We speak Spanish incorrectly. I'm going to repeat this example for the people who were not here last class, but I said, we speak Spanish incorrectly. Okay, tell me, ¿en qué mano no tengo nada? Derecha, izquierda, ¿no? En la derecha no tengo nada y en esta nada tengo. And they are like, what? No, en esta no tiene nada. No, ¿cómo no? No, en esta nada tengo. Nada, cero. Tengo cero. Nada tengo o tengo nada. Y en esta no tengo nada porque algo tengo. Negación de negación es afirmación. So, si no tengo nada es que algo tengo, ¿no? Ok. Ella camina muy rápido. No, ella camina muy rápidamente. Pues rápido es también considerado un adverbio. Ok, está correcto. But with many times we use some adverbs. Ella habla muy lento. No, ella habla muy lentamente. ¿No? Then we use sometimes, we speak Spanish incorrectly. So then we have to understand, she grows It's very common that many students use adjectives as adverbs. Okay, but okay, has grown rapidly. So there is something that we call pair conjunctions. What is a pair conjunction? Not only but also. Not only but also either or, neither nor. Yeah. Another one is both. When we say both, we say and. Okay, let me put it in text. Okay. Okay, airports must be located. What is the mistake here? Must be located near. We never say near to. Okay, it is said that Einstein felt very badly. If he felt very badly, he said, Einstein, what is this? Close your eyes and what is this? This is a brick. Oh, it's a telephone. It's because I feel badly. Yes. So, but when it is about me, myself, my own feelings is, I feel bad. Yeah? Okay. So the plans that they belong, that and they, necessary repetition of the subject. This is a relative pronoun. Relative pronouns substitute nouns, and they also work as the subject of the second sentence. So no, it's a necessary repetition. Okay. Some pronouns look similar, but they are not the same. Yes, like many people confuse in spite of with despite. So we have to say despite only. Yes. Okay. After prepositions, we use object pronouns. So we have to say all of us students or all. So we have to say all of us students or all of the students. Yeah. All of us students or all of the students. Yes. Okay. But if we say all of us, comma, students. Okay, so, okay, in Spanish, we say primero de mayo, 2 de mayo, 3 de mayo, 4 de mayo. But in English, we have to say primero de mayo, segundo de mayo, tercero de mayo, y el 12º de octubre, ¿no? The 12th. The 12th, yes, okay, of October. So if you produce influence, you are influential. If you receive influence, you are influential, the influence person. So one of the most influential newspapers, yes? Influence is a noun, not an adjective describing the noun newspaper. Okay, when something is elevated, we don't have a raise, we have a rise, yeah? So this is the wrong word used here. And for example, here is imperative, okay. It is imperative that a graduate student maintains a grade point average of being his major field. So if we say here, he is for a student, we accept that all students are men, but does not happen, yes? So they can be men or women. So, or female or male, yes? So then in old English, we said his or her. In modern English, we say there. Why? To avoid this conflict between why did you mention the man first? Why do you mention the woman later? Yes. So, but in TOEFL, yes, it's old English, so he's here. Yes. In modern English, there. Teacher, but there is plural, yes, and you're talking about only one student, yes, but I don't want to start with the problem if this is a man or this is a woman, yes, there. Okay. But when they say somebody called you, they didn't tell me what they wanted. Okay. Okay, so here, but teacher, why do we say his or her? This is discrimination. No, this is run-on sentence. This is phonetically speaking. It is better said than her or his. Yes, it is like in Spanish. In Spanish, when we say damas y caballeros, damas first because it's a run-on sentence. Y yo los declaro marido y mujer. We don't say mujer y marido. Why? Because it's a run-on sentence. Yes. Okay, coastal and inland waters, or the phrase, are inhabited not only, yes, if we say not only, we say but also. This is complete by say, okay, but this is, we are talking in plural, so we have to say sea creatures. Okay, the pluralization. Economists have tried to discourage. When you say and or, you have similar things. They are trying to discourage and they are trying to encourage. Okay, similar things. infinitive, and infinitive. Guess why? Because after try, we use an infinitive. Yes, I try to do something. Okay, did you know that gerunds have a connection with the present, with the past, and infinitive with the future? I tried to do it. Yes, I tried to do it. I tried to do it after. Yes, after something happened. I tried doing it. I'm talking about the past. Yes, did you eat shrimp? I tried doing it. I tried eating. I tried eating them, but I didn't like it. I will try to do it later. Yes, okay. Okay, so or I tried to do it, but I couldn't, so the action was not performed. I tried doing it, I did it. Yeah. Okay. I stopped smoking. I don't smoke anymore. I quit smoking. I stopped to smoke. I was walking, and then I stopped because I wanted to smoke. Yes. So a gas like propane will, after auxiliaries, we use simple verbs, no? Combine. Okay. Although this is a linker, subject verb complement, but this is an adverbial, presumably. Yes, we are. Regardless of the objective of conversation for the students to practice speaking words. This is a class of English, or this is an English class. When we eliminate prepositions, we use a reduction. But what is the general topic here is the speaking, it's the speaking. We practice the speaking of words. Okay, if we switch to invert, if we invert to eliminate of is word speaking. Okay, so how do you fix this sentence? So by you can use two things. You can say the speaking of words or word speaking. Yes. Pay attention that, and this is something that I have noticed, and I'm going to start correcting this. When you write in WhatsApp, I'm going to start correcting your corrections. Yes, because some of you write, yesterday in the class we did this, and he finds, or you start mixing like the tenses, and I say, are you speaking in past? Continue speaking in past. Are you speaking in present? Continue speaking in present. This is something that we call narrative sentences. Like when you tell jokes, yeah, este era Pepito, y un día llega a su casa, okay, llega a su casa and everything is in present. Y le dice a su mamá, oye mamá, fíjate que... Okay, so if you speak in past, este era Pepito, le llegó a su casa y le dijo a su mamá que él, y que se sentía, y la mamá. Yeah, so we have narrative tenses. So be consistent. So this is reported that he discovered in that moment, or that he had discovered before that moment. Discovered. Yes, okay. So American baseball, okay. If I say Mickey, you say mouse, no? Okay, so if I say either, you say or. But we have and, then the means so cannot go together. So we have both Japanese teams and Venezuelan teams. Infinitives are a connection to the past. So infinitives are connected to the future. Yes, something that in the present will be done, or something that might not have been done in the past. So they refuse to give milk. The gerund would mean that look. Let me say it in Spanish because sometimes so that you understand that how funny it sounds. Yes. For a person, because sometimes we say something, a person laughs and we don't understand why. Yes, if a cow refuses to give milk, you try to get the milk and the cow says, no, hey, wait, I will not give you milk. Don't touch me. I don't want to give milk now. Yes, but if the cow refused giving milk, it's like, cow, do you remember that yesterday you gave me milk? And the milk and the cow said, no, I don't remember. Yes, you gave at 6 o'clock. I was in the farm. Yes, and I started milking you. Oh, I don't remember. You're crazy. Yeah, you're talking to the wrong cow. So may refuse to give milk es rechaza dar leche. No lo acepta. No acepta la acción rechazada. Rechazar giving milk, refuse giving milk es rechazar haber dado. Ajá, no, cuando te la di, estás loco, estás menso, no, no fui yo, otra vaca, yes? So then this sentence, refuse giving milk, sounds funny for a native speaker, yes? Because the meaning is that one, but she did it, but she does not accept it. Okay, Miami, Florida is among the few cities. Okay, we're talking about among the few cities that have been. So, okay. No, the quality is more important for a scientist to acquire more. If I say Mickey, you say mouse. So if I say more, you say. Okay, after the police try unsuccessfully to determine to who. After prepositions, we use objects. The preposition of who is whom. Nowadays, it is very common to say to who. Yes, but that is something that has not been accepted as grammar. Yes, it will be accepted in the future. In fact, it is predicted that the word whom will disappear, as well as do and does. It will disappear from the English language as auxiliaries. Yes? Whom, so it's an object. Yes, what is the structure? Preposition plus whom, or whom plus subject. No, she's a woman whom I love, and who is just plus a verb. No, he's the man who loves her. She's the woman whom he loves. Yeah. Okay. So fertilizers are to, okay, again, if I say and, I connect apples with apples, bananas with bananas, infinities with infinities to enrich and to increase. Okay. So to enrich and to increase. Okay. Yeah. When you have a conditional, check what kind of conditional you have. Would not have third conditional. So if you have a third conditional, you cannot just pass, you just pass perfect. So it's not filtered. Okay. The regulation requires that everyone who calls and reports an address. Okay, how many addresses do you have? Only one. So you cannot report an address because they would be accepting that you have more than one. So they report their address, modern English, but TOEFL is old English exam, so we have to say she's a therapist. Okay, now, so remember, my intention is to tell you, this is the way I answer a TOEFL exam. And this is the knowledge you need to have for the grammar section. If you consider that you can do it, not like me, but that you can, that everything was easy to understand, or you can even dare teaching this, then you are one of the possible teachers that we can use to teach TOEFL. Felipe Sierra has been teaching TOEFL. Carlos has been teaching TOEFL. I don't know if the others have been teaching TOEFL. So, but every time we are getting more and more students. And for example, today at 6 o'clock, another person will call me to ask for a preparation for TOEFL. So probably we will need more teachers teaching certification. So for that reason, I am doing all this. Yes. So number one, for you to understand how the exam works. Number two, just some knowledge you need to have before trying teaching one of these levels. Yes. And then the next class, I will start teaching you how to teach the skills for grammar in TOEFL, right? Okay. So, okay, for today, we finished the grammar part. Yeah, so I'm going to close the session, connect again, because I will start recording the second part for tips on how to teach our classes. Yes, okay. So I'm going to close the session and then you will connect.